The dog bite. Have you ever had the feeling that your neighbor's dog didn't like you? Well, a long, long time ago when Grandpa was a little boy, our neighbors, the W.O. Johnson family, whose farm backed up to our farm, had a German Shepherd. German Shepherds have a reputation for being good watchdogs, but sometimes they are vicious. The Johnsons' dog was brownish gray and guarded their place quite well. Whenever we drove into their driveway, he was there to observe the happenings and to bark upon our arrival. He had a nasty growl and was the kind of dog who would sneak around and be behind you before you knew it. They assured us he was friendly, but I always had my doubts. We had never had any problems with him, even though we were not really on petting terms. It was during the war years that we lived on the farm. The Johnsons had 3 children. The oldest daughter worked in Decatur in a defense plant. Their son Harold was an Army tank driver in World War II in the European campaign, and who did return after the war to the farm. The youngest daughter, Betty, was a few grades ahead of me at Randall School. That was the one-room country school Tommy and I attended, and which was located on the northeast corner of our farm. You can see the map on the next page. We were at their house frequently for 4-H, school, or other projects. My mother visited with Mrs. Johnson on many occasions, and as Tommy and I got older, we sometimes worked for Mr. Johnson. We would drive the tractor or cut weeds out of the corn or the soybeans. One day we were at their house, although I do not remember the reason for that particular visit. There were other children there, and several of us were playing in the yard, possibly even playing a game of tag. I had touched or pushed Betty, and the next thing I knew, I was on the ground with the dog biting my right leg. Betty and her parents soon called the dog off, but not before he had bitten me 8 or 10 times. I have several scars on my leg to this day as proof. I was wearing a new pair of jeans, and the stiff, unwashed material probably helped to diminish the severity of the bites. I was taken to the doctor. The dog was tied up and quarantined for 2 weeks. If he would have had rabies, like Old Yeller, then I would have had to get that long series of anti-rabies shots. Fortunately, that was not the case. I do not remember having any more problems with the dog. It seems they must have gotten rid of him or kept him tied up. If you have or had a nice gentle dog, such as Ellie, the dog the Woodhouse family had a few years ago, you have reason to be glad. They are good companions.